Hello YouTube, this is a brief video. I'll try to make it brief of me field stripping the Mosin Nagant. This is a 9130 model from 1936, but I think they all field strip pretty similarly. This is just like I got it, except for one minor modification I did make was to put a recoil pad on the back of this because it does have a pretty good kick to it, as I found out at the range. Now, these guns cost you about $100. You know, they're old, so the manual's probably long gone. But you can go online to this globalsecurity.org, I think. Just Google, Mosin Nagant manual, and this is what I got. It's not too bad. I mean, it goes through a whole lot of things. It gives you pretty good, diagrams and disassembly, and it was helpful to me anyway to read it. And so without further ado here, I'll get started with this field strip. It's pretty easy. Once you figure it out, it's very basic. First thing I do is safety check the gun. Open the bolt. There's nothing in there. Look down it just to make sure. First thing you got to do is release the bolt. It's very easy. You just pull it back like I just did, and then you just pull on the trigger here, and then it'll just slide right out. So there you go. There's your bolt. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to go up to the top, and you're going to first you're going to take these barrel bands off, and so you just slide them up. Sometimes they're a little ornery, so I'm going to take this file here. I'm just going to wedge it up a little bit. Oh, might help also. They have these release tabs up here. You just press on these tabs like I didn't do, and then it just comes right up. So there you go. The same thing down here. You just press on the tab down there. Press on that. Again. For a second. Sorry. It does take a little bit of pressure. Again, I'm going to use my file to get at it a little bit. And this doesn't want to come up. There we go. I had to get under that file, but once I did, now it come right up. So here, slide that up. I just keep mine on the end of the gun like that. They won't really come off very easy anyway. This part of the frame came off when I did that, which is fine. I'll set that down there. But they won't go past my sight, so that's fine. Next thing you do is you take this cleaning rod, you unscrew it. Just take it out, set it aside. Probably not good to actually use that as a cleaning rod, but it's in there. Then you got two screws you got to get to. There's a screw on the back, which is right where my finger is, right there. And then there's another one on the bottom, which is right here. So just take my same file, flathead, and I'll go at it with that. While I'm doing that, I should say, I think everybody should own one or two of these guns. It's a very good long distance, simple rifle, very dependable. There's one of the screws. And easy to maintain, easy to, not a lot of stuff that can malfunction for a rifle. So, if you have, $1,000 or so, that you want to just spend, and you're really into getting prepared for a neighborhood or, whatever, having a group kind of WROL prepping, then I recommend, get a crate of these, get 10 of them. They're only about $100 a piece, so you can arm, a whole lot of your neighborhood pretty cheaply with these guns. So, took both of those screws out. This one's longer than the other. The one that's longer goes on top. And then, once you've done that, your barrel should just lift right out, like it did. So there, and you notice the trigger is actually attached to the barrel, which is a little unusual for some of these guns. then your trigger housing should just pop out of the bottom. There you go. So that's all field stripped. You can clean it. You can further disassemble the bolt if you want to. I'm not going to do it right now. Cleaning sometime you might want to. Briefly, I'm going to reassemble it in just the reverse order you had. So I'm going to pop this housing back in. Take my barrel again, set it on my rifle. Whoops, my barrel band slid down there. So just set that on top of the wood frame. Make sure your trigger goes down correctly into your housing. And then you start on those two screws again. I'm going to start that one and then start the other one. And, you know, you try not to over-tighten things on your firearms. I tend to err on the side of making these tight just because of the recoil action of this rifle. So I'm going to get it fairly tight and then go a little further. Start on the top one. Oh, just about lost that camera there. Alright. Tighten that top one pretty good. Okay, there we go. Whoops. Probably use a better screwdriver than this. Looks like I'm starting to strip that screw. Alright. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the piece of the frame, put it back where it belongs, and then I'm going to take the cleaning rod, put that back. Whoops. Let's try to put that back. These barrel bands are in the way. Okay. Lean that down just for a second. Okay, put that barrel back. Oops. Oh, because I'm not putting it in the right place. There we go, just along the frame there. Screw it in fairly tight. Now I wouldn't actually use this cleaning rod that came with the gun to clean it. I think it's probably not safe for it. Might damage your barrel. Then lastly, I take these barrel bands. Make sure you got the big one first, otherwise you're going to have a problem. So I'm taking the big band, uncoupling it from the little one. Then make sure you got the little divider on the bottom, and it should slide all the way down till you get to where those retention tabs are. And it should kind of pop into place right down there. It won't make a sound because it's kind of an old gun, but it will click into place. Same thing with my other one. Again, make sure the separator's on the bottom, and that did make a little click. So everything's back together now, and just take my bolt and you can pull the trigger, just set it right in. Now if you're storing this gun, it's been recommended to me that you do what's called decanting the gun. So what you do is you take this bolt and you simply move it a little bit. Whoops. Just move it a little bit to the right there, and then pull the trigger, and that will do what's called decanting it, so that you're not keeping all the pressure on the rifle, on the bolt. That keeps it relaxed but not firing. So there it is. It's field strip with the Mosin Nagant. I think it's a fun gun. Pretty good quality considering it's, you know, older than my parents. It's a good weapon. You know, I wouldn't mind having a few of them. Western Kansas Prepper signing off.